Let's see here. So this is my very first live on my YouTube channel, so bear with me. I am a little bit nervous, but we're here, and I just wanted to show you guys kind of just what I do for holiday prep, you know, just for like my sanity's sake and all of that. So we're going to get into that in maybe like a minute or two. In the meantime, I could show you guys my handy dandy clipboard. I use this to write down all the prep that I need to do for the holiday. So it literally goes by day, from like just prep work to what I actually have to cook and all of that. So this is literally keeping me sane. I have to do it for almost everything. So this is it. And yeah, so we're just going to get into some stuff, and feel free to ask questions as I go along. And yeah, so I'm going to start off. So I like to do my prep for things simultaneously. So I'm actually going to be making my butternut squash soup right now, and then I'm also going to be doing a kale salad that's also on the menu. So first off, I am going to have to wash off my butternut squashes. I actually planted these in my backyard this summer, so this is really like a farm to table type meal, if you will. So let me just quickly wash these in the sink. Get the dirt off. And I'm going to put some plastic wrap on my cutting board. Now let me move you guys over. So I'm going to put some plastic wrap on my cutting board to help with the peeling, so I don't have to like scrape off the peels once I'm done, if that makes sense. This is easier to clean up for me. Oh wait, first let me cut my butternut squash in half. I like to cut the longer part off from the rounded part because this is easier for me to hold when I'm peeling. So just carefully. It's nice and bright and orange inside. Then I'm gonna put in my plastic wrap. For those who are in here with me, thank you. I really appreciate you guys joining my live. I was saying this a little earlier, like this is my very first one. Kind of nervous, but I want to get into more lives on this channel in 2025. So, you know, the only way to get over your fear or anxiety is to actually do it. So that's what I'm doing. So yes, welcome. I appreciate it. And you guys are awesome. And also feel free to interact in the chat so that I don't feel too like I'm talking to myself. I don't bite. You can ask any questions you want, and I can answer them to the best of my ability. So for this, I think I'm going to use 2 butternut squashes. I'm going to double the recipe so that I can have some left over after the holidays, so I can at least not cook through the weekend. And this is actually the first year that I'm cooking majority of the menu. Now, I don't know how I ended up doing this, but I'm here to do it. And this is interesting, you know, now I'm feeling like grown. People are expecting me to cook. It's like, dang, I can't just show up anymore. Like, but it is what it is. I guess it was only a matter of time considering this is what I do for a living. So, yeah. Let's see. So for right now, I am making a butternut squash soup. So I'm just peeling the squashes for that. But for the entire menu, I have a starter course of dinner rolls, butternut squash soup, and then a harvest kale soup that's gonna have, a harvest kale salad that's gonna have some apples in it, cranberries, shaved almonds, and then I'm going to do a lemon Dijon vinaigrette for it. And then for the mains, is going to be a Parmesan mashed potatoes, a garlic herb mashed potatoes, mac and cheese, a honey barbecue turkey, dinner roast, which is kind of like the vegetarian version of turkey, since my family is literally like split down the middle of who is like vegetarian and who eats meat. Then there's also going to be mushroom gravy and what else? Mushroom gravy. Oh, pan roasted Brussels sprouts. Okay, so yeah, let me just do the second one right quick. Again, just cutting off the bottom and the top.
You're mad, so stop wearing so many letters to go.
I'll excuse the commercials and my music. Trying to use whatever is copyright friendly for lives on YouTube. What are some of your guys' favorite things to eat or make during the holidays in general? Thanksgiving, what's your favorite stuff to make? Christmas, is it kind of the same things or do you switch it up? How do you guys navigate the menus in the holidays? Or do you just not cook at all and just show up? Let me know, because I am reading the comments. Yes, it is a lot of food, Daniel, it is, but I have a big family and they love to eat, so I just have to provide for that. Guys, just bear with me as I peel these. This is probably the most tedious thing to do out of all of my prep today. I already pre-did my general dough earlier today, just because it's not that interesting to look at, honestly. So I just did that. I have that in the fridge already, nice and cold. And then tomorrow is when I'm going to portion it out and peel it, portion it out and then form it into the doughs to bake off closer to dinner time. This is done. I'm just going to cut off the ends. And I'm going to scoop out the seeds. We're going to discard them. I know some people like to save them and use them for whatever reason. That's just not what I want to do today, so I'm not going to. Let's see. Thank you, Cash and Curls. Mac and cheese is really good. Ooh, dressing. I haven't had dressing in a very long time. The kids are grown and you just show up. I feel that. That's really good. I think my parents kind of are in that mindset too, because both of them were asking me like, so what's on the menu? And I was looking at them as they looked at me. I said, oh, you guys are serious. Okay. So here I am. And then my sister is going to be bringing some desserts. I will say my parents didn't give me all reign with the menu, so they are, my mom's making the mac and cheese, my dad's going to do the honey barbecue turkey, and he's also making sweet potato pie. Those are like his yearly staples for Thanksgiving. And the mac and cheese is my mom's. Alright, so they're nice and scooped out. this I'm putting in the garbage. And this is why I use plastic wrap. I'm sure there's more environmentally friendly ways to do this, but this is just easier for me. So I just pick it up and toss it in the trash, which is over here off camera. And I'm just going to put these into, I'm going to cut them into large chunks. It doesn't have to be pretty or anything because it's literally getting boiled and then it's going to be pureed. Excuse me if I get quiet at times. When I'm cooking, usually I get very zoned in and have nothing to say. I'm just trying to get the thing done, but I'm gonna work on it. So 2025, we have some real fun, like interactive things for these live streams that I intend to do for the new year. So these are gonna go straight into a huge pot. And I'm also going to add in some garlic and onion, some vegetable broth, thyme, and I think that's it. I may add in nutmeg this year, but we'll see how I'm feeling once I like actually taste it and all of that. I really should have had these soaking in some cold ice water first so that I'm not burning my eyes out to cut these, but it is what it is. For a quick reprieve, I just rinse them under cold water. Yep, I am the cook now, unfortunately, but fortunately too, because it's nice to cook for my family because they do enjoy it, and I like to get like the honest feedback from them too, so it's like a love-hate relationship. So all this is going in the pot.
Okay, guys, I swear I didn't search for any of these. They're just ads.
Yes. Sure you did, but that's not really 2 seconds anymore.
Again, excuse the random commercials in between because I'm on the lookout for royalty-free music, and this is what I was able to find in a short time frame. Garlic. So with garlic cloves, the quickest way to get them out of their shell or skin, if you will, is literally just to smash it. So I just take the side of my knife and just press down. and then it just comes out easily without any hassle. There's your hack of the day. I'm sure there's gonna be more to come. And then I'm just rough chopping it and throwing it in the pot as well. I'm going to use probably 4 cloves because I personally feel like you can never have too much garlic. So, and it's good for you too. Anti-inflammatory. Again, just rough chop. So what are your guys' plans for the holiday if you haven't said it already? Are you staying home? Are people coming to you? Are you traveling out somewhere last minute, going to family, going to friends, having a Friendsgiving? Anything interesting like that? Okay, and then also to this pot, I'm adding in some vegetable broth, probably 6 cups. So I like to use, if you are on my channel often, you probably see me use this a lot. I absolutely love Better Than Bouillon vegetable broth base. And this is not an ad. They're not paying me to say this, but who knows what the future holds. But this is what it looks like. I absolutely love it. They have it in vegetable, a no beef broth and a no chicken broth. Today I'm just gonna use the vegetable, if I can get it open. Oh, got it. So you literally just have your water and you scoop out some of the base. This is what it looks like. So it's literally just like thick paste. And stir it right into your water, and then you have vegetable broth. Pour it right in with the butternut squash, onion, and garlic. And I'm going to put this on the stove, let it come to a boil, and cook it for about 20 to 25 minutes until the butternut squash is softened. And I'm also going to put in some salt and some so we're going to switch it up and use herbs de Provence instead. And then a pinch of salt. Doing like medium high heat to really get it boiling and going. And in the meantime, I'm going to clean off my cutting board. Again, into the garbage can. Also, another hack for you guys. So I keep a wet paper towel under my cutting board. This helps keep your cutting board in place, so when you're, you know, working on it, it's not moving back and forth all over the place, because that can be potentially dangerous. Let's see here.
Your brain lights up like a TV when you're playing video games.
Yes, the Better Than Bouillon is amazing. I literally have every,
Areas of the brain.
not every flavor, but the ones that I really enjoy, I have them on lock, in stock at all times. Let's see. That's good that your mom is cooking. What does she have on the menu? So now I'm going to work on, so I'm really a checklist oriented person. So this is my checklist that I was talking about earlier. And I like to check things off as I go because it makes me feel like more accomplished. So I'm going to check off that I cooked the butternut squash soup, even though technically it's not done yet, but it's on the fire, so it's cooked. And then I'm also gonna check off the make the dinner roll dough because I have that in my fridge already. It's looking right here, nice and yeasty. So now I'm just gonna get my kale leaves out of the refrigerator. And also the apples that I'm gonna use for it. And I need to wash these. My greens very simply in some cold water and fruit and vegetable wash that I get from Trader Joe's. And I have a specific basin that I use solely for produce. So just fill it with the fruit and vegetable wash. If you want to get it, this is what it looks like. Also, not a paid ad. Soak for maybe like 2 to 3 minutes to get any potential dirt off. And especially when it comes to greens, it is better to submerge your greens in a basin of some sort because all the dirt and sediment will sink to the bottom of the basin, and then you literally just lift your leaves out, transfer it to something else, and then rinse it off that way. To use cold water with your leaves so that they become, one, you don't cook them, and two, it helps with the crispness of it as well. And then my apple, I don't know if I'm going to use two, but I'll wash two just in case. Checklist too. So So for my salad, it's gonna be topped with some apples, dried cranberries, and slivered almonds. I'm gonna move this cutting board off to the side because I personally think that fruit should just be cut on a different cutting board, just because I don't want the taste of like the onion and garlic that I just cut on my apples. I think that's gross. So I have like this little mini one for my fruit, and I'm just going to slice it into some bite-sized chunks, just because it'll be more aesthetically pleasing. And just cutting off any like bruised parts, again, just for aesthetic. Just cutting around the core. So the dressing for this salad is going to be a lemon Dijon honey situation, but I'm not going to make that until tomorrow because I'm putting olive oil in the dressing, and if I put it in the fridge now, it's going to solidify, and then I'm going to have to wait for it to get down to room temperature to dress the salad for dinner. So I'm just going to do it all in one go tomorrow. So I'm sure you guys are probably thinking, I'm cutting these apples up for tomorrow. It's going to be all brown and nasty looking. Nope, it's not. Why? Because I'm going to be sprinkling some lemon juice on it. And that helps to stop the oxidization of the fruit. So it's going to look exactly the same tomorrow because of the acid in the lemon juice. But you just squeeze it on. I hold it like this just so I can catch any potential seeds so it doesn't fall in there. And then I just coat it with the lemon juice. I think I may leave it at 1 apple, just so there's like little hints of freshness throughout the salad and not just like apple overkill, because it's not a fruit salad. Let me wash my hands. And then I'm just gonna transfer it to a small bowl just to get it out the way while I work on the kale. Lemon, I don't need any more of. You guys, but I feel kind of like excited for Thanksgiving this year. Oh yes, thank you. Yeah, my knife skills I've been able to perfect over the years. I've been in the culinary industry for well over 10 years at this point. So it's kind of just, a second nature at this point. Um, but yeah, I'm excited about Thanksgiving this year. I feel like last year we kind of, my family and I didn't have a plan. So we're all looking at each other like, so what are we eating for Thanksgiving? And everybody was just like, I don't know. What do you want to eat? So it was a lot of confusion. We ended up ordering Indian food. I love Indian food, but it didn't feel like the same, um, family togetherness as it would if we all cooked something and pitched in as opposed to getting takeout. So I made a conscious effort this year to be like, okay, let's actually make a menu. Because, family's important, memories are important, and I just feel personally I have like a lot of positive memories around food and family, and I kind of want to keep that going. So this is how I ended up here. Okay, so I'm going to rinse. I'm gonna rinse out my kale leaves and transfer it to a bowl. I have my colander here, and literally gonna lift it out of the water into the colander and then rinse it off. Make sure that my leaves are thoroughly rinsed off. Just so, you don't want to like eat any fruit wash residue. Even though I'm sure it's non-toxic, but still. I'm just transferring it to a large bowl that I'm going to work with because I'm going to break down these leaves even more so that it's not as fibrous, because that could get tired quick when you're chewing so much. So I tend to use a lot of dishes while I cook. I don't know why, but it just happens, and then I always regret it when it's time for me to actually wash all these dishes afterwards. Okay. Butternut is starting to get some heat on there, which is great. Because that soup is honestly like a 30-minute meal, if you will, once it's all said and done. The quickest soup you'll ever make, I think. It's the cutting up of the butternut squash that's like the majority of the work. This looks like it's going to be more than enough for the salad that I want, and the rest of it I'm probably just going to saute it up and eat it for breakfast, because I love kale. It's probably my favorite green. Kale and collard greens, definitely my favorite. So now I'm just gonna dry it. I don't have a salad spinner, so I'm using paper towel. I also use a lot of paper towel in the kitchen, which, I mean, I don't know. So what I really want to do is, not really want to, but it's just how I make my kale salad. You can leave it like this and just, you know, dress it whichever way you feel like and whatever. But I like mine to be soft. I don't like having my jaw hurting from chewing chewing so much. So I'm going to now get some olive oil. We're gonna drizzle on some olive oil, not too much. This just helps with the breaking down process. And a little bit of salt. And we're literally going to massage the kale leaves. And I'll see if I can get like a before and after. I don't know if it's going to translate properly on camera, but we'll see. Ooh. Come on. Yeah, so this is what it looks like before. It's a big old mound of kale. And I'm just gonna rub into it. So this technique really decreases the volume of the kale because it's breaking down the fibers. And that is kind of what I want because I do have a lot of kale here and I want people to eat it and enjoy it. This process only takes like, I'd say maybe 2 minutes, 3 minutes tops. I just want to make sure that I'm getting everything at the bottom too. So I don't know if you could tell, but it really did shrink down. Like everything was high up before, now it's, you know, it decreased. Let's see, doesn't mine cook? You're welcome. You are welcome. I live for kitchen hacks. I love them. And I love telling people about how to make their lives easier in the kitchen. Okay, so this is break down enough. And I'm going to be getting another dish to put this in because this is not pretty and I can't serve the salad in my prep bowl for my own personal aesthetic reasons. So we're going to do a glass bowl. Put it right in. And any leaves that are like looking too big, I just rip them. I'm really gonna stuff the And I'm also removing any of the stems that are too large. Usually I get the kale leaves like as they are, and I remove the leaves myself. But this year I was being lazy, so I got the pre-cut ones, but then they leave large chunks of stems in it, and I don't like that. So if they're a little too big, I'm just taking them out. So now, you know, presentation is everything. I feel like we all first eat with our eyes, so now I'm just gonna make the salad look pretty. I'm gonna put the apples in the middle. Then I'm gonna get my cranberries and my almond first. Got to stir the soup. I'm just using regular ocean spray dried cranberries. I'm gonna put a glove on again because if I'm cooking things that are not going to be heated up, I prefer to use gloves just because that's what I've been taught in school, in culinary school, just to avoid any, you know, you just want people's food to be clean. Even though my hands are clean, it's just a thing because I'm not heating up the food. So I'm going to take the cranberries and go around the perimeter of the apple. And I have sliced almonds here too. We're going to sprinkle that around the cranberries. Our salad is done. Then cover it with some plastic wrap and put it in the fridge for tomorrow. After I cover it, I'll just show you guys what it looks like. Go. Kale salad is done. In the fridge it goes. another thing I get to check off of my checklist, which I am happy about. Let's put you back. Let's do some cleaning up first because there's looking a mess. I'm gonna test the butternut squash. So probably done in another like 5 minutes or so. The fork is getting through it, but it's a little bit of difficulty getting through it. So. Okay. I'm going back to my vegetable cutting board because I'm going to be cutting up my Brussels sprouts now. So typically the Brussels sprouts that I get are smaller than these ones, but these are huge and they're beautiful. Let me show you guys. Look at that. They're so big. So I'm gonna wash these off. To make a little bit of order in here. Then back to the sink to wash these off. How do you guys feel about Brussels sprouts? There's a divide in my family about them. I like them, my dad likes them, my mom hates them. And so I don't make a lot because, you know, like half of us is not gonna eat it. So there's no point to make a lot. So now I'm just inspecting the the Brussels sprout leaves, and whichever leaves don't look too great, I just pull them right off, and they're gonna go in the garbage. So, yeah. Because these are so big, I'm going to end up quartering them. And I don't know if you guys noticed, but I've been working with 2 different knives depending on what I'm doing. So I'm going to introduce a 3rd knife now. So this is a paring knife. It is smaller because you want to be able to handle the knife better for what you're doing. And because I'm quartering these, I'm going to use a smaller knife just for safety and more precision. And I'm going to cut off the, I guess like the root end, if you will, of it. And then cut it down the middle. These are not going to be cooked today, so I'm just going to throw them into a bowl for tomorrow. And I'm still keeping a mental check on the butternut squash on the stove too. Paring knives are also very good for if you have to peel something off. You just take it on your leaf and then just pull it back.
Pascal is the equivalent of a rock star in mathematics.
Regarded as the greatest.
I'm gonna check my butternut again. And it's looking like, no. I'll give it another 2 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes. I'm looking for, the goal that I'm looking for with the butternut squash is for it to be fork tender, so that when I puree it, there isn't any grittiness to it because it's going to be a creamy soup. And for these Brussels sprouts, I'm going to be roasting them tomorrow, and I want to do a roasted balsamic glaze type situation. I haven't quite thought of about like the flavor profile yet, but I know I definitely want to use balsamic vinaigrette. And in my opinion, Brussels sprouts only taste good when they are slightly burnt, for lack of a better term, and that's what I plan on doing. I'm gonna crank the oven up to probably like 450. Put it in there and let it do its thing so I get that nice beautiful char on it. Now that it is the holiday season, do you guys have a favorite holiday that you prefer over the other? Are you one that is just happy for, you know, the entire holiday season? How is it for you guys? Personally, for me, I like the Christmas season. I think, you know, people are nicer during the Christmas season. The atmosphere just feels different too. I live in New York, so a lot of the Christmas themed things in Manhattan are really beautiful to look at as well. And then you have, you know, ice skating in Central Park and all of that. So like all of that is really nice for me. And also, my birthday is literally right around the corner after New Year's. It's on January 5th. So I feel like the holiday is like elongated because my birthday is right there too. So it's overall, it's a great holiday in my opinion. Although I don't like the cold, but I do like the Christmas season. Two more sprouts to go, and then we can work back on the soup. Okay, Brussels sprouts are done, and this is literally all that I'm going to do to it. Cut it into quarters, and I'm going to put it in the fridge to roast tomorrow. Oh, thank you for the happy early birthday. Oh, your tree is already up? I like to wait until after Thanksgiving. Usually after we eat, I'm just like, okay, it's time for Christmas. Let's put up the tree. But I know a lot of people who've had it up since before Halloween. And I think that's so cool and interesting. Let's put you in the sink. Okay. Butternut, yes, we're done. I'm gonna turn that heat off. This is covered and put in the fridge. Also need some sage. Sage is probably like the staple flavor ingredient when it comes to butternut squash soup. This is what it looks like. It's really pretty, kind of fabricy looking, but it's edible. I'm probably gonna do, we'll leave it at 3 leaves because it's also very potent in flavor. And I'm going to just roll it up. And kind of just chop it into ribbons. And then chop that in half again. And I'm gonna put this directly in this hot butternut squash soup mixture. And the reason why I didn't put it in while it was cooking is because it is a fresh herb. If it was dried, I would have put it in while it was cooking so that it could rehydrate in the broth.
You mean red butterfly?
Yes, of course.
So I'm gonna use my spatula, stir it in, and it instantly becomes aromatic because it is a fresh herb. Aromatic as in like you could smell the freshness of the sage. Again, I'm gonna move my cutting board over. Clean up a little bit. And bring over my Vitamix. I love this thing so much because you can do so much with it, including working with hot food safely. Plug it in. And very gently transfer my hot butternut squash mixture into the blender. I like fresh cracked black pepper. This one is actually a mixture of rainbow peppercorns. So there's black in here, red, white, and green peppercorns. I'm going to put the lid on. Then I'm also going to use a towel to cover the lid just to avoid any splashback because that's very unsafe. And I'm gonna put the motor down to the lightest setting and we're just gonna gradually blend this up until smooth. Take it off. Also gently because it is hot and you don't want the steam burning you in the face. And this is where I just check for flavor and all of that. Salt. Some more pepper. And I think this time around I'm actually going to add in a little bit of nutmeg too. Just to elevate it a little bit more. I like to use whole nutmegs. I just think it tastes fresher than the ground stuff. This is what a whole nutmeg looks like. And then I'm gonna grate it right over it. Careful not to grate my fingers. Blend this again to incorporate what I just put in there. Taste again. Perfect. And then we're done with the soup now. I'm going to pour this into this container. change this bowl here. And this is something that's just going to be reheated tomorrow. I like to do all the stuff that can be reheated the day before, just to cut out, you know, not cut out, but what am I trying to say? Just so that there's less things to cook tomorrow. And that is it. We have our soup here, nice and vibrant. I'm gonna let this cool off on the stove. And that is actually all the prep that I have to do today. I have a lot more stuff to do tomorrow, but that stuff has to be, you know, eaten right away. So thank you guys for coming on this live with me. Thank you for, you know, being interactive. I hope you guys learned some things. Feel free to subscribe if you want to see more lives from me and all of that. But thank you. I really appreciate you guys. Have a happy holiday. I hope you and your families stay blessed. And I'll be sure to post a video of everything that I ended up cooking for this holiday. But yeah, I appreciate you guys. Have a great holiday. Have a great weekend. And I will see you all next time. All right, guys. Bye.